Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we will be discussing April Fools. That is because on April 1st, I expected just a Doors update and a pressure update. But I got so much more. It was so much to take in, so I'm here to explain it. And yeah, so this video is going to be a multi-part video. Part 1, we're going to be explaining some stuff. Part 1.5, we have a special sponsor. And part 2, I will be discussing upcoming videos. And that's it. So, starting off with Grace. This one isn't an April Fool's update. They just had a pretty big update where they took everything from the test branch that they've been building up over the past few months with all the new entities, mechanics, and modifiers, and they put it all into the main game along with some other features. I did try doing a run with every single modifier active. I died before I could even take a step somehow, so we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, I have nothing really else to say about that game. Next up, Fortnite had an update. Usually I just do that one video every Fortnite season, kind of talk about the new bosses and mythics or exotics. But they've been adding, like, every single update this season has added a whole bunch. So I'm probably going to do a separate video where I take the new Fortnite stuff, mythics and exotics, and I'll post a part 2 to this season's Fortnite video. What else had an update? Let's see. I feel like there was something else small. Oh, yeah. Technically, Fortnite did have a small April Fool's. They just added some funny, goofy quests that I didn't do. So then we got Dingus, which is a game I haven't shown on this channel, but I am planning to. We'll talk about that in part 2 of this video. Dingus, they kind of took the game and made it unplayable for a day. They made it really funny. So there were some advantages to the hunters and some to the hiders. So for example, every single shirt of the hider was set to just white, and you couldn't change it. So every single hider had a white shirt. Sorry about the background noise. But, so another weird feature was that every single map, they put a graveyard somewhere. And when you died as a hider, you would get revived as a zombie, which is basically a free second life. But there's no NPC zombies, so the hunters obviously know which one you are. So that one was just pretty funny. Hider running speed was also like doubled, so you go extremely fast. And after you did a red task, it would double again, so you can just fly basically. And then the hunters were switched back to the old model for some reason. And they had 5 lives with 2-second cooldown. So that made them pretty OP. And every single map was set to nighttime permanently with some weird campfires. That was only for a day though. So yeah, Forsaken added a new character. That wasn't really April Fool's though. Pressure. Oh yeah. Now this is the one I've been waiting for. They released a trailer the day before, and I was like, whoa, FNAF. So basically, it was called, if you guys who didn't know about it, it was called Three Nights at the Black Site. It was a take on Five Nights at Freddy's. They completely changed the game's image to Freddy Fazbear mixed with Sebastian. And it's this really funny other image with Dawko. He's like, it was being scared of Sebastian. It was funny. But they had this just square teleporter that would take you in, and they had 3 different nights. The office looks really cool. The phone guy calls were actually hilarious, especially the custom night one. Yeah, I really loved like the doors closing and the cameras, and actually on the cameras, the different camera sections were split into different room types, and one of them is actually, I'm pretty sure it's not in the game yet. It's gonna be added in the big update that's apparently coming to Pressure. It's like an office type, so that's a cool little sneak peek of that. If it's not already in the game, I don't really know. But as far as the monsters go, there's Sebastian, which starts off in his shop, and then he will move through the cameras until he eventually gets to your house, and he likes to hide. And you have to, did I say house? Oh well. You have to find him on the camera and then flash him, and then you can hear his muffled, like, scream whenever you flash him in the shop in the main game, so that was funny. But what's even funnier is when he reaches your office, he will burst through the vent behind you, and then he'll say some sort of voice line, and you turn around, and you're looking straight down Sebastian's one-handed triple-barrel shotgun thing, and then he blows you to pieces. So then there was the Crooked from the Hunted event. He would spawn outside one of your doors and get closer and closer, and then once you got close enough, you had to close the door on him for him to go away. It's not too special, but it does get to be a slight annoyance, especially in the custom night, because there was a badge for 2020, which, yeah. His death animation looks cool, though, how he, like, turns you around, and then, yeah. Painter, kind of like L-Chip in Ultimate Custom Night, he just spams your cameras with distractions, which actually really messes up for Sebastian. And then there's a whole bunch of angler variants. So the lights would flicker. Behind you. Then they would come, and you have to close the corresponding door based on where you hear it. There's the Angler, Frogger, and Blitz all act regular. And then there's Pandemonium. When you close the door on him, he would, like, bang on the door a whole bunch of times and then look through your window until going away. So that looks pretty cool. Yeah, so next up, another game that was recently had an April Fool's update, King of the Hill. And, yeah, let's go to the sponsor.
Hello, it's me, the person who made Car Testing City. Or, if you watch his channel, I'm David. I'm in some of his videos, like the Lethal Company Weekly Moon ones. But I made a game called King of the Hill Rebooted. Basically, you know the genre King of the Hill. You know, you get points by being at the top of a hill, and you win.
Wow.
Well, this game is that, but a lot better.
Whoa!
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
because there's like a bunch of maps. There's there's a huge number of like weapons you can use.
Tell me more.
You could burn down buildings.
What?
It's crazy. I know. No one really plays it right now, and I'm hoping that this gets people to play it because this server can hold 50 people
That's a lot.
right now. And I don't know if that's too much, so I kind of need to know. So that'd be really appreciated. But yeah. Also, there's a bunch of badges, guns.
Badges. All right.
Oh no.
Guns.
There's a bunch of game passes actually.
Game passes.
Yeah. Did I mention all the guns? Obviously.
There's a lot of guns, even
I was working
robots.
on an update for the past while that works on adding maps and stuff.
Ooh, that
There's a
shotgun.
whole round system, and there's one thing in the lobby that's pretty fun. It is called the gun wall. This it just has a bunch of guns on it. It's pretty cool. It
Gun
has some.
wall!
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my chair just lowered. I don't know why.
Oh gosh, not the chair.
um, but there's also another thing. It's called the Molotov cocktail, and it does one thing, and it's fire.
Fire!
Yeah,
So much fire! Oh my gosh,
there's a lot of fire.
Ah!
I, look at this one shot. This building is on fire.
What are we gonna do?
Oh
Alright.
gosh.
King of the Hills April Fool's update basically decided to completely take out the weapon randomization feature and give you a set loadout of a bunch of April Fool's weapons. And the music was switched to yeah, you'll see. So the different weapons. There's the OP launcher, which, fun fact, was actually not new. It is a weapon that was made as a joke in development and can actually still be found under the map in the main game. Imagine if a rocket launcher and a minigun mixed together for that thing. There was a gun called Recoil, which was a shotgun, but when you shoot it, the recoil was set to 9999, so your screen would just have a seizure for a few seconds, making it completely impossible to aim, and it's also fully auto. Next up was Fire, which is a Molotov where when you throw it, the entire map catches on fire, and no matter where you are, doesn't matter if you're on a mountain or on the skyscraper, you will die. Then there's We Bring the Boom, which is a grenade that you throw it really far and it has a huge explosion radius, so it's basically a grenade but bigger. And then there's the classic subspace trip mine, which with no cooldown. I think that's all the weapons. Let me just double check. So the final game to talk about today is Doors. So they didn't specifically announced they were doing an event. I just expected it since they had super hard mode in 2023 and retro mode in 2024, so I was expecting something else. And then, so after I got out of school on April 1st, I saw that they had released a trailer, and you can see a faded roleplay mode. It's like, oh, making an official roleplay is pretty cool, but how's April Fool's? So it started off with this random guy just giving a Google Slides presentation about what he thinks it would be. All L Splash told him was that it starts with an R, so he guessed things like roleplay mode, racing mode, Rhode Island mode. Yeah, until it eventually was revealed that he was talking about ranked mode. Now at first I was like, well, what the heck is this? Is this just like a new mode? Turns out it is mostly an April Fool's joke, as it is only staying for a month. It'll probably be a modifier after, though. But basically, it's actually really fun. It plays the Jeff Shop remix that is played sometimes in the trailers over. And you would basically, like, you can run, jump, and slide like Grace. And you would run through a infinite mixture of the hotel, the mines, the back door. And I've even seen some rarer rooms, like the rooms, or even some retro mode rooms. Anyways, so the Doors new ranked mode also added a bunch of new items as well that have never been seen before, like a box, which is a hiding place you can do anywhere, a gun. Yeah. So that's pretty much that's the big April Fool's update wave. So upcoming videos. I am planning to do a part 2 of the Lethal Company Bullet 79 mods. Probably a bit less, a few less mods than last time, but it'll be all new mods, so that'll be a new experience. I'm also planning to make at least one video on about every game that I have, probably to see kind of what sticks. So maybe whether it's content warning or whatever. So expect some new variety. Oh, like I said, I'm probably gonna make another Fortnite video based on the new updates. Um, and maybe I have a few other ideas with like Dingus, for example. We could do some challenges. I have an idea. Yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah,